What's up, y'all? Thank you for checking out the live stream. I'm Tim, back again with another one of these, baby. Thank you for being in the house. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, I mean it. It's good to see you. So we're chilling here. Happy Thursday. We're still alive. Hope you got your stimulus package. Don't worry if you didn't, but I sure hope you did. Goodness gracious, trying to get that money, right? Trying to get that money. We going sizzler with our stimulus package. That's what we gonna do. Straight up takeout. If you're in the house, please give me some love in the like button. Hit that like button. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you're in the house. If you're out there watching, give me the thumbs up so that I can let people on YouTube know that people out there like me. And I love you. I love you for checking it out. So it's Thursday. I got a lot of fun stuff for us to talk about. First and foremost, we're going to get into what I am thankful for. I am thankful for the opportunity to even be able to do this. You're listening to me on YouTube. I'm talking to you through the internet. You you got to take the opportunity to be thankful for that. Goodness. I am so thankful. Thank you so much. I don't know who I'm thanking. I guess I'm thanking the universe. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity and the ability to do this. Great, great. All right, first, I'm gonna get into some of these positive energy. That's what I want to do. I want to tell you a little bit about some of the spirituality. Spirituality. I've been studying this guy. His name is Dr. David R. Hawkins, and he's awesome. He's really awesome. He passed away. I guess it's been quite a few years now, almost 10, 15 years. But he's said so much great stuff in this book that I've been reading, and a lot of great people online, great YouTubers have professed the same kind of information. It's titled Letting Go, The Pathway of Surrender by Dr. David R. Hawkins. So I'm going to be going through some stuff in this actual book, specifically the section on fear. So how it looks is the book is broken down into all of these different emotions which are part of the scale of consciousness. As people, we have frequencies and we vibrate at these different frequencies, and depending on where we vibrate, we will be at certain emotional states and states of consciousness. So it's the scale of consciousness, and on the scale of consciousness, we have different emotions. And it goes from low frequency emotions, low vibration emotions, all the way up to high frequencies. So at the very bottom, we'd have something like shame. Then above that is guilt. Above guilt is apathy. Once you move through apathy, you move into grief. Sounds like a bummer. Those are low frequency states of consciousness. Shame, guilt, apathy, grief. Once you move through grief, you go into fear. Fear's a rough one. Fear is one of the most crippling of all of the different emotions that we experience, and fear dominates so many of our lives. Fear is, it's, debilitating is an understatement when you think about fear. After fear, we move into desire. That's better than fear, grief, apathy, guilt, and shame. Desire's so much better. But desire's got like envy and jealousy kind of woven into it. Ambition is part of desire. Ambition can be a good thing or it can be a very bad thing. Many a man was killed for being an ambitious man in our human history. That was something that they would say about you if you were living during the time of the Vikings in old Scandinavia. They would say, watch out for him. He's an ambitious man. An ambitious man could be dangerous. So that's desire. Then beyond desire, we have anger. Well, anger, gosh, anger can give you a heart attack. Anger. Anger can cause people to go into fits of rage where they lose control. You can kill somebody. You can kill somebody by going into a fit of rage and being so angry. Anger is filled with passion, and anger is a powerful emotion. I will tell you, I've had plenty of great workouts that were fueled by pure anger. I'm listening to angry music, and it fueled me, and it got me through it. Anger. Now, beyond anger, we have pride. Pride. I read that the United States Marine Corps resonates at a frequency of pride. Pride can get you to do a lot. Mother Green and her killing machine. That's what they call the United States Marine Corps. USMC. Mother Green and her killing machine. This is not like what they write on the applications when you're walking by one of those guys that's dressed up, the recruiter at the mall. He's not saying that, but that is something that you might hear from a jarhead out there. Jarhead, yeah, that's Marine. That's Marine slang. Remember the movie Jarhead? That's Jake Gyllenhaal, a young Jake Gyllenhaal. Check it out if you haven't seen it. It's actually a great book. I never read the book. My professor in college had read the book, and he said it was so good. He said it in the middle of a critique. Like, he was like, has anybody ever seen the movie, have read the book Jarhead? And then I was like, no. Then later, years later, I was still in college, and the movie came out. The movie based off of the book. It's all about Marines. Jake Gyllenhaal, Marines, Jarhead's movie, book. Pride. Pride. I'm proud I know it. Beyond pride is courage. Courage is where we start making moves, baby. Courage. Courage can start to change the world. And when you live in a emotion of courage, life will only get better. It's not going to be perfect, but it will get better and better and better. So we've got courage. So what I've gone through is I've gone through shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear, desire, anger, pride, and courage. All of those emotions are low frequency emotions, and once we hit courage, we can actually start making positive moves towards a better life and ascending upwards to ultimate, dare I say, enlightenment. Whoo, you want to be enlightened, don't you? Don't you want to be enlightened? Come on, bro. You don't want to be enlightened? Nah, dog, I ain't trying to be enlightened, son, man. You crazy, man. Nigga try to be enlightened and stuff, man. You crazy, man. Well, I'm trying to get as high up that scale of consciousness as I can. I want to get up as high as I can. Give me 1 second. I want to just take a glance over here and see what's going on. Ah, man, we got a lot of fun going on in the chat. Get in the chat, man. If you're not in the chat, get in the chat. Let's have some fun. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, here we go with our talk. This is going to be our big talk right here, right now. So I'm focusing on fear. We're going to focus on fear. So let's talk about fear. One of the blocks to emotional development is fear, and the fear of what lies buried in our unconscious. Carl Jung called this area, which we're unwilling to look at on our own, the shadow. Let's talk about fear and owning the shadow. The self cannot become healed and whole unless we look at and acknowledge the shadow. Jung calls this the collective unconscious. And that is everything we most dislike admitting about ourselves. The average person would much rather project his shadow onto the world and condemn it and see it as evil, thinking that his problem is the battle with evil in the world. In actuality, the problem is merely to acknowledge the presence of such thoughts and impulses in ourselves. By acknowledging them, they become quiet. Once they are quiet, they no longer unconsciously run us. You see these things that you don't like about people, that you don't like about the world. Those behaviors are the exact behaviors that you fear and hate about yourself. When you acknowledge your inner humanity and your capacity for flaw and evil and being rude, what you do is you develop some compassion and you don't project the things that you dislike about yourself back out onto people and hate them. Because when you're hating other people for anything, you're the one that has to feel that emotion of hate. You have to feel the hate of someone. But if you say, I I don't like when I am always late. It is a flaw in me. I've been late. I can be late. Other people are sometimes late. Man, when you accept that you can be late and it's a thing that happens, then you don't have to be mad at other people about it, and you don't have to be mad at yourself about it. You can accept it. So that's owning the shadow. In looking at our of our threats of the unknown, which are really fears of what is in the depths of our unconscious, it's useful to have a sense of humor. You want to have a sense of humor about this kind of stuff. That is one of the things that I do when I write comedy. I look at the things that are deep inside of myself and I write jokes about those things, my own fears. I wrote a joke recently and it was about how I was afraid I wasn't funny. As a comedian, you sometimes worry that you're not funny. So I don't have small hands or anything like that. I really don't. But what you never want to hear as a man is that you have small hands. So I wrote this joke and I put it out like this. I said, tell him he has small hands and isn't funny. So I wrote that for women to enjoy. Tell him he has small hands and isn't funny. I guess my fear was that I'm afraid. I don't guess, it's honestly true. My fear is that I'm not funny. So what I do is I just completely acknowledge it and I put it out there. And then when you acknowledge that you have this fear, it diminishes the fear greatly. And it also makes it very difficult for someone to attack you on your own fear because you've acknowledged your fear. If you if you give the monster under your bed a name like Seymour, then when the monster starts grumbling under your bed when you're a child and you're afraid of it, you'll be like, Seymour. See, if you give a monster a name like Seymour, it diminishes the amount of fear you may have for him. It also, well, it also makes him silly. It's like, how bad could you be if your name is Seymour? You don't want to name him like Soul Reaper. That's like not a good name to name a monster under your bed, of course. At least my opinion. You can name the monster under your bed Soul Reaper if you want. I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life. I just wouldn't do it. But you want to have a sense of humor about these things. Remember the movie 8 Mile with Eminem? In the movie, he's playing B. Rabbit. Johnny Smith, I think is his name. Jimmy Smith, something like that. And in the last scene, this is a spoiler alert. The movie came out like 17 years ago. So if this bums you out, please, please. You know. So, but basically, he disses himself in his freestyle against the guy. I guess his name is Free World or something like that. You know, Papa Doc. So he disses himself, So then what the thing is, in a rap battle, you want to like kind of diss the other person. It's like a rap battle is very similar to a roast, a comedy roast. They're very, very similar. So what happens is the guy has no fuel. He's got no ammo for his arsenal, so he can't really attack them. He's totally he's de-weaponized him. Yeah. So there was no more threat. People who acknowledge the content of their own shadow, they don't have any interest in crime, violence, or fearful disasters. You don't need to focus on watching a scary movie or, you know, focusing on how many people died in the war in Iraq today. Or, oh man, how many people died in this tornado? When sometimes people seek out movies where John Wick, he kills like 100 people in this movie, and the one of the pieces of why he starts to kill these people is somebody kills his dog. That's actually kind of part of the original plot. Some bad guy comes in, ends up killing his dog, and then he's like, "You killed my dog," plus all these bad guys. So he goes out and he starts like slaying people. This is the Keanu Reeves character. So this thing is, on some level, psychologically, people want to watch all of this violence because they want to see the violence because it's actually something that they would like to do. And because they get an opportunity to see it, then it alleviates the need for them to actually do it in their own life. Because some people say that if you just keep suppressing things and repressing things, that eventually they'll blow up. Like you have the woman who, not the woman, I'll say it's the Catholic girl scenario. There's a girl and she goes to the Catholic school and her parents are like, you got to save yourself till marriage. You got to save yourself. You got to save yourself. And then the Catholic girls end up being the most slutty girls of all. That's the idea, that if you don't acknowledge something, that it'll come back like tenfold. Apparently in Japan they have a lot of like porn that's like rape porn and stuff like that, and they have a very low incidence of that crime in their culture. So they have these like rape fantasy pornos, and then on the other end there's no rapes. And it's not that there's no rapes. And it's not that there's a lot of that either. But there's more of that there, while at the same time less of the other thing. Kind of interesting. So the term collective conscious, okay, sorry, let me stop. The term collective unconscious, the collective unconscious, means that everybody has these thoughts and fantasies, and there's nothing unique about any of us when it comes to the way we symbolize our emotions. Everybody secretly harbors the fear that they're dumb, ugly, unlovable, and a failure. Everybody ultimately feels that way fundamentally. So that's the truth. Everybody ultimately feels that way. Barack Obama worries about if he said something stupid when he does those State of the Union addresses. The only person I think that doesn't worry about if they said something dumb during one of those addresses is Donald Trump. That's the only thing. Donald probably worries about if he's ugly more so than if he worries about if he's dumb. He worries about that because he's the guy who's got the hair. He's got the whole hair thing going on. He's got the orange tan that he does. He's worried about that. He's worried about being unlovable. He wants people to love him. That's the other thing. You don't need to be loved. You don't need to be loved. You want to be loved. You do not need it. It is not a necessity to be loved. You do what you must to be the best you can, and that garners respect. This is what you would like to do as a man. You want to do your best to be your best, and that will give you respect. And once people respect you, then they can love you. But you do not need to be loved. You do not need to seek out love. You cannot, you earn love by giving love. Now, all those things I was just saying about you need to earn respect and do the right thing, that's going to get you respect. That's good, right? You become a respectful person, people will look up to you. You want love? You still got to do that. But then you also have to give love. You have to give love to people, and you have to give it unconditionally. Like, it's love is like a loan, but it's not a loan. See, you give a loan because they're going to give you money back later. Hey man, I got this idea for an investment. Okay, if you could just spot me, I know you got the scratch, man. Can you spot me about 5K? I'll get it back to you in 90 days. I'll get you 5K with 10% interest. I'll get you 5,500 in 90 days. And I'll get you a free timeshare. Two weekends a year. You can't lose on this. I got you. That's a loan. That's a loan. That's a full-blown deal. That's not love. People are like, I'm going to give you love. I'm going to love you because I want you to love me back. You just love them and don't have any expectations, and you love them unconditionally. And then if they want to leave you, let them leave you because you love them and that's what they need to do. And love may come back to you. That's how that works. While always doing what you need to do to be respected. Doesn't sound easy, and that's not how people do it, but that is what it is. Oh, man. Oh, man, Tim, no. You're secretly worried you're a failure? Okay. If you're worried that you're a failure, you have to stop comparing yourself to other things. That's what's ruining you. When you worry you're a failure, you're comparing yourself to other things. You're comparing yourself to some sort of representation of who you should be in the future. You're worried about something that you already did in the past. The past is the past. You can't do anything about it. It's not going anywhere. Yeah. So, everybody's worried about those things. This is the other thing about the collective unconscious. When you get upset by somebody who disses you, and then you imagine that you're just gonna like punch them right in the face, right? You think that that's the only person that's doing that. It's not. The point of this is everybody does that. That's why when you see certain shows, there's been these. This is what I loved about TV. There was this show that I saw a couple years ago where somebody, I think it was Jessica Biel. I think it's called Jessica Biel or something like that. And somebody upset her, and she grabbed them and threw them out of like a 5-story window in New York, like an office window. And then I was like, oh shoot, what is that? I'd never seen anything like it, especially from like a 95-pound woman. It was out of control. I'd never seen anything like that on TV. This was years and years ago. And I was like, that's awesome. It blew my mind, right? That is an example of the collective unconscious. That's somebody thinking about what they want to do inside of them. And that's why that show is so good, because that's cathartic for us to watch. And by watching those things, that makes us not trip out on people. And that's why we connected to it. Such a good show. See, the human mind is monstrous. You're an animal, and the human animal mind is monstrous. The things that you think of, you're sick. If we could see what you thought, we would be sick by you. We would be, everyone would. That's the thing, everyone would. What do you think the Queen of England thinks about her beef eater guys? Those guards, those English guards that stand outside of the palaces and stuff, and they have the red outfit with the big black hat that's really long and furry. I'm sure the Queen of England imagines one of those guys ravaging her. I would bet money that she has imagined that happening, getting ravaged by her own guards. a queen, but that's the thing. You'll never know because that's in her unconscious. The collective unconscious. That's in her. That's in her mind. Protein, baby. There's no point in getting melodramatic or critical about yourself or tragic. You are crude and uncivilized in your mind. So if you start being like, I can't believe these things I'm thinking, it's nothing wrong with that. I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with you being a freak in your mind. There's nothing wrong with it. It's in your mind. You got to be conscious about what you're saying around certain people. But in my experience, the more open and honest you really are, the more you can say. And the person who doesn't truly open themselves up and be vulnerable and tell their truth is the person who is inhibited in life and who is, not that it's important, but they're less popular. They're less popular. The attitude of being open, hey man, this is what I think. I don't have a lot of secrets. Hey, I can't believe that happened. Hey, I don't like that's a way better, in my opinion, platform to operate at. Hey, if you're sitting here listening to the live stream, please go ahead and hit the like button. I just got to throw that out there. I would really appreciate if you'd hit the like button. And if you are not subscribed, please subscribe. Por favor. So when you're looking at your inside of your mind, don't get soft about it. Don't get soft about the things that are happening inside of your head. You are a freak, as I said. We're all freaks. So don't think that that's weird. And it takes a lot of energy to go up into your shadow. You got to go deep into that buried shadow. See, when you do that, you can actually enhance your ability to love. That's the craziest thing. Thank you for the like. I see that somebody hit the like button. Gracias. Gracias. When you open yourself up to be available to the things that you think are crazy about yourself, you express humility. See, there's this great line, I cannot remember it, but humility is what is important to really become successful, especially involving emotional intelligence. What's going to happen is you're going to get smart, right? Book smart. But you can only get to a certain point, and then it's emotional intelligence that will get you to the highest levels of consciousness, and that will get you closest to enlightenment, right? That's what it is. So when you have humility for yourself, you acknowledge the fact that you're a person and you are capable of making mistakes and being flawed. And when you can do that within yourself, you can love other people. It's tough, man. It's really tough in general. See, the willingness to look at a fear and work with it until we're free of it, that's what brings about the immediate rewards. When you're afraid of something and you're like, let me acknowledge this. I'm so scared of so much stuff. I'm so scared of so much stuff. But that's okay. As long as you acknowledge your fear and you work through it. Now, that's a great opportunity because it gives you the chance to be brave and to have courage. And that is amazing. To be brave and have courage in the face of your fears and to go after that is living on the edge of the sword. You want to live on the sword. You don't live on the back handle of the sword, by the heel, by the butt of the sword. You want to live on the blade of the sword. And you want to live on the very tip of the blade. The first thing that's going to plunge into the body of your enemy. You live on the tip of the blade of your sword. Because what happens is that is the point at which you face all fears and everything that's coming at you. It's the very tip of it. You're not taking it easy. This is not taking it easy. But when you do that, you are living life at its fullest, and you get the opportunity to gain all that there is to be gotten. It's immediate rewards the whole time. It's your fear and it's your guilt that brings you disease and failure. It brings that to every area of our lives. It's your fear. You're afraid you can't change, so you don't do anything. And then because you don't do anything, you don't change. It's so weird. You're afraid that you can't change, so you don't try to change, and then you don't change. If you were afraid you couldn't change, then you're like, I'm afraid I can't change, but I'm gonna try anyway. And then you try, you'll get something. You'll get something, right? But most people don't do anything. They get this inactivity. So then you say, I want to lose weight, and then they go through that same process. They don't lose any weight, and then what happens is they now have remained the same and probably brought themselves into more potential for sicknesses, heart disease, all sorts of stuff like that. You can see what's happening in. It's unfortunate because a lot of what's happening in the African American community in a lot of our major cities in the United States is due to their health issues. And I will tell you one thing. I'm talking about fear right now. The blight on the African American community, specifically the African American community. I'm not going to speak about the Hispanic community because I'm not Hispanic, and I talk about what I know. I talk about men. I talk about being a black person. I know about comedy. I know about fitness. I can talk on that. I can speak on that. But a lot of inner city black people are apathetic. It's apathy. Apathy is so debilitating because it's inactivity. I'm gonna take off the baha. Getting sweaty up in here, y'all. That's the inactivity. They're just like I can't do anything about it, nor am I gonna try. And that's why people don't you can't learn. You can be scared that you're gonna fail a test, so then you study really hard because you're afraid. But that's why fear is above grief, which is above apathy. Apathy is like, I don't think I can do anything about it. I don't care at all. I'm not gonna try. Oh, dude, how are you gonna make any changes? You're not gonna make any changes there. Grief isn't much better, but grief is good because it lets out the sadness and allows you to move into the next level, which is fear. But apathy is just garbage. Okay, so on a spiritual level, isn't it more effective if out of compassion and identification with our fellow human beings, we care for them rather than trying to love them out of fear of God's punishment if we don't? On a spiritual level, isn't it more effective if out of compassion and identification with our fellow human beings, we care for them rather than trying to love them out of fear of God's punishment if we don't? You trying to do something because you were afraid that if you don't, you'll get punished. That's not how it is to be done. One would be better off if they cared for someone and gave love because of compassion and identification, because we are all the same. Most of the things that people do are doing them because they want to get something out of it so that they can get more sex, or because they're afraid that if they don't do it, they're going to get in trouble. That's so bad. So bad that it's that way, but that is sadly the state of affairs for many of the people that are out there. Hey, thanks for dropping into the live stream. Appreciate you checking it out. Definitely, definitely appreciate that you're here. Hit the like button if you don't mind. I'd really appreciate it if you do. We're gonna move into the idea of guilt now. I wanted to cover fear, which we already covered, and I'm covering guilt now. If you have any questions or anything like that, anything you want to ask me, drop it into the chat. You can say anything. I do not mind. So guilt. Guilt is one of the biggest things that screws us up. Straight up, guilt. Okay, so guilt. Guilt sucks energy. Guilt sucks energy. And when you have an addiction and you try to quit the addiction, and then you're on your path, and then what happens is you inevitably slip and have a relapse, one of the first things you need to do when you have that relapse is not beat yourself up about the relapse. You can't dwell on the guilt, because inevitably what happens after a relapse of any kind is that you're more susceptible to go towards the relapse, because the thing that you're going away from is the addiction. The addiction has a lot of magnetic power to it. So you're trying to avoid it because you want to change. But then you relapse, but you feel sad because you relapsed and you feel guilty. But most of the time the addiction was what you were doing to cover up the emotions that you're hiding from in the first place. So it's really odd. It's like, yeah, you don't like to acknowledge your emotions, so you do drugs or do something. So then you say, I can't do this anymore. I got to start living my life. So then for whatever reason, maybe it gets really emotional, really stressful. So then you actually relapse. So then you feel sad about it and you're guilty about it, and now you're feeling emotions. So then you go back to the drugs again to cover up that, but now you're further in the relapse. That's my point. Guilt will suck your energy and your momentum. Guilt's a motherfucker. You don't need to feel guilty about most of what you do wrong because you're human. You're human. You don't even need to feel guilty. I know, I was like, growing up, I would do things wrong, and I would be like cool about it. I'd be like, all right, yeah, I know I messed up. I would get in I would get in trouble after making a mistake for then forgiving myself so easily. I would get yelled at for forgiving myself so easily after I'd done something wrong. Completely acknowledge it. But, oh yeah, I didn't study at all. Yeah, I should have studied. It was terrible. God, no. But not that I'm not acknowledging it. It wasn't flippant. I wasn't flippant. And I wasn't sarcastic. It was just like, I can't let myself walk. I can't walk around with that. I think I naturally had a certain level of spirituality built into me, and that I wouldn't let myself hold on to certain aspects of behaviors because it was just not in me. For whatever reason, I was blessed in that way. Because it's like, yeah, whatever, man. I swear to you, I knew that some of the things that we were doing in school were not that important. I knew it. I knew it. And it was true. That's the craziest part about it. A lot of what your teacher told you you needed to know wasn't true. It was incorrect. Because they're giving you a blanket statement for everybody. You were right. You were right most of the time, which is the craziest thing. And I said before, since you're human, you need to just have humility for yourself. Don't be so guilty about things. It's ironic that some of the most meek, nerdiest, harmless individuals have the most guilt. There are like, I've gone on dates with girls, and they say sorry so much. Sorry, 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 sorry. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. What are you sorry about? Stop being so sorry. Like, there's nothing to be sorry about. I come to find out that that's actually some weird passive aggressive thing. I don't have the whole definition for why that's considered passive aggressive, but there is something in there about being passive aggressive and saying sorry a lot. Um, I, if you know, go ahead, throw it in the chat. But yeah, these people have no reason to be saying they're sorry so much. What they're doing is they're condemning themselves, and they're invalidating their own worth by always saying that they're sorry, they're sorry, they're sorry. That becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy if you're familiar with that. Somebody goes and does something stupid. So then somebody goes, man, that was kind of dumb, bro. And they go, yeah, I do dumb stuff all the time. They go, yeah, you do. And then they go, yeah, I do. And then later on, they get on the wrong bus, and they take the bus like two stops the wrong way. And they go, oh, I'm on the wrong bus. God, I'm an idiot. And then they keep doing it and doing it. And then eventually they feel fucking stupid. They're like, I'm so stupid, stupid, stupid. That's ridiculous. And you're guilty about that. You're like, oh, what the fuck are you doing? No. Yeah, so in between the fear of living and the fear of dying is the guilt of the moment. In between the fear of living and the fear of dying is the guilt of the moment. There's your life. Guilt represents death, just as love represents life. When you feel so guilty about something, you need to look at why you're feeling really guilty about it, understand that you're a person, and then say, yo, I'm a person. If I can love somebody else for making a mistake like that, why can't I love myself? I used to do I do comedy, right? I see so many people bomb, but it took me the longest time. Well, first off, it took me a long time to not bomb, but this is a different story. What happens is you've seen so many people bomb, and you don't hate somebody that bombs, and you don't think they're a loser, you don't think they're a piece of shit, but they bombed, right? And I could still be cool with that person. But for some reason, a lot of people go on stage and they'll be so afraid that they'll bomb because they think that somebody will hate them and think they're a piece of shit and never want to talk to them. And that's not the case. It's not really the case. But you have this weird fear. But I was like, man, I mean, I love them as a person, so why do they feel that way? It's just a weird fear. See, you don't have to have that guilt. You don't have to hold that guilt. You just need to love yourself the same way you would love that other person. But you don't even treat yourself as well as you treat other people most of the time. If you would treat yourself as well as you treat other people when you are being a good person, you yourself would become so much happier. You feel so much better. But you don't do that. We don't do that. We must do that. One must do that. See, your guilt is a denial of you're an innocent person. You're intrinsically an innocent being that's on earth. You got a spirit, you got a soul, and you're in a body and you're walking around on earth. It's a wild thing. Some people say it's a simulation, whatever. But you're an innocent being just trying to operate. Sometimes you look at your parents as an adult, you're an adult, they're an adult, and you're like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, my mom, my dad, oh my grandma, oh my gosh, my grandma. These are innocent people. And your own innocence, it allows you to be exploited by all these things. And then something happens, like you make a mistake, and then you feel bad about it. And you're afraid to even make a mistake because you're not even acknowledging your own innocence as a person. That's the whole thing. They're trying to make you feel like you're not enough. How can you not be enough? It's like saying that a little child is not enough. A little baby's not enough. The baby's more than enough, and you're just an older baby. It's not that you're innocent in this. You can't beat yourself up over that and feel guilty all the time. That's the problem that I see with the black pill line of thinking. These guys are incels, and they hate themselves, and they feel ashamed. There's no need to feel ashamed and guilty that you can't get this thing that everyone is telling you, because no one's really telling you that. You think they're telling you that because you're being bombarded by messages through the media, through the internet, through the things that you're letting yourself become programmed by and exploited by. See, a lot of times we're accepting bad programming and we're buying into it daily. And that's the problem. We got to wake up and we have to free ourselves from being exploited and enslaved by the negative programming and by the things out there, the ideas that would make us feel so bad about ourselves. You're cool, man. You're a cool person, you know that? But you have been co-opted into thinking that you're not. The cereal commercials that are played for our children are all about, I have this and I'm cool and you don't, and therefore you're not. You are not enough. Silly rabbit, tricks are for kids. Gotta have my pops. Gotta have my pops. They'll do anything for a bat. What are they called? They're called corn pops or sugar pops. You know, uh, Like there's like, tricks are for kids. There's frosted Lucky Charms. They're magically delicious. You gotta like yeah, they always want to take the stuff away from the other person. If you don't have it, you're not cool. That's what it's all about, like exclusionary stuff, and they actually put it into your mind when you're just a child. I remember this buddy of mine. I used to live in India. I lived in India for 2 years when I was a teenager. So I was completely aware of everything. I was actually 13, 14 years old, right? Eighth grade, ninth grade. And there was a guy who was an Indian kid, and he lived in a part of Michigan. There's a lot of Indians in Michigan. There's a lot of Hindu people in Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken. People live where they live, whatever. So he told me one day we were playing basketball, just like one on one, shooting around, and he's like, these girls, I don't like that girl because she's Muslim. And he was saying that we're in India, and he says he doesn't like this one girl that's in our grade. That's a cute, popular girl, right? She's hanging out with the popular girl, like the mean girls. He didn't like her because she was Pakistani. Because back in Michigan, when he was even smaller, these Muslim girls said, "We don't like playing with dirty Hindu boys." And I was just like, damn, damn, what are we talking about here? Because those girls, they were just playing them like it was a box of cereal, like a cereal commercial. It was wild. But that was inundated to him as a young child. It was so crazy. And this is something that's happening to him 8 years later. He's still talking about this on a basketball court with me. I guess he felt comfortable talking to me about it. Oh man. The person who would say that you suck is making you feel bad. But what they're really saying is that they suck. This happens. This guy is like, he can't get laid, right? I had a friend. He cannot get laid. He has only had sex with prostitutes, okay? Only has sex with prostitutes. And he actually said he was happy that he got to sleep with a prostitute just before the quarantine started. So take that however you will. He was like, "Yeah, man, I'm so happy, man. I got in right under the radar." I was like, "Okay, cool." So I remember I was with this guy one day, and we're also a lot of shit talking definitely happens on the blacktop on the basketball court. So we're playing basketball, and this dude said he sucked, but not that he sucked at basketball, which he did. He sucks at a lot of stuff. He said that he sucked like at life. Okay, so the point is, the guy who said that my friend sucked, he sucks. And what he's really telling my friend who sucks is that I suck and you need to avoid me because I'm toxic. That's what he's really saying. But my friend, he's small. He's a small person. He really is a small person, literally, figuratively, metaphysically small. So when he hears that someone says he sucks, he really just internalizes. He's like, "You mean I suck, I suck, I suck? Oh my God, I believe you. I'm so innocent. I believe that you suck. Why wouldn't I believe you? You're someone out there in the world telling me." And then part of you listening to me go, "Motherfucker, man, you cool. What the fuck wrong with you, nigga? You don't suck, motherfucker. Shit, that motherfucker over there got insecurity problems and shit, motherfucker. How could you suck? Don't listen to that bitch ass. Motherfucker, you need to knock his ass out." And I say, inside swing kick. Right inside swing kick. Right to the temple. Drop a couple hammer fists on him. But I don't do that. That's my collective unconscious. That's what I say too to that same thing. The truth is, my buddy is just a man. He's just an example of the whole thing that's happening. They're doing you a favor when they talk smack to you. When people talk shit to you, they're doing you a favor. But only when you look at it with a clear and objective lens. You gotta like look at it with a clear, objective lens. But you can't. You know why? Because you're not fortified. See, what happens is you want to be accepted, and when you're not whole, when you're not emotionally whole, and someone says that you suck and you're ugly, it makes you feel bad because you're in that mode of wanting and not being whole. And when you're not full internally and fortified, fully spiritually, then those outside forces can rock you to your core. And then you start believing that shit. And then that resonates in you, like I said earlier, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You have to be fortified and have the fortifications of inner strength, but that is not the kind of information that you are getting. You are not getting this information out there in the world. You're getting big booty shaking. You are getting like I don't even we're not getting the shit that we really need. Many of us really need a lot more stuff. Like I need to be fully fortified in my soul so that when somebody comes at me with some bullshit, I can actually be able to handle it. You know that when you're on point and somebody talks shit to you, you go, yeah, whatever, motherfucker, back up. I ain't even listening to your shit. What are you talking about? You look at your feet like, what is this fool talking about? Fuck that. This guy don't know shit. That's what happens when you're full. But most of the time, we're not full. You need to be, when you're at home, you need to be fortifying yourself, building up your inner strength, so that when you're ever out in the world, you're fully fortified and that you can handle all of the coming challenges. But that is not what's going on. You're at home, unfortunately, and we're not doing the work we need to do to shore up our internal resources. So then, when we go out, we're diminished, and then people will naturally seek to diminish us. So you get hit, and it starts to shake your confidence. Not to mention, you go home, and if you're online, like, for example, I'm online, I got social media presence, I have people that talk smack to me. If I'm not really fortified, I start freaking out. They have children that are killing themselves because they are being bullied online. Not even just in school, online. We must develop and foster our personal development every day so that we can make forward progress and we can feel confident. We need inner power. We need to build that power. Your heart is like an engine. You need this shit to be like Tony Stark, and you need that stuff to be rocking. But it's not something that's going to come to you naturally if you are not going towards the positive things. That's why I'm talking about avoid guilt. Avoid things that make you feel guilty. There's things that make you feel guilty, stop doing them. I eat a bunch of candy and I feel bad about it because I know that if I eat the candy, I'm not going to burn the calories that I wanted to. And I'm not hungry, I just want that pleasure. The pleasure is short term. We need to go for the long game, play the long game. Because there's pleasure and there's satisfaction. When you keep going towards the things that are truly satisfying, then you will be fortifying yourself. That is what you must do. And it's just difficult. It's difficult. But the more of that we can do, the more that we focus on things that don't make us guilty, that go away from the things that make you guilty, go towards the things that are building you, the more powerful you'll feel. And you won't have time. You won't have time to do the things that don't work for you. You need to just be, we want to just become the most effective human beings we possibly can. What's up, dude? It's over? This guy goes, it's over. Darkest night, I see you up there, dude. It's not over. It's not over at all, brah. We got it. We got it. I'm looking up here at the monitor. I got a monitor up here now. It's not over, son. This guy over here, he's a good guy. We're winning. We're on our way right now. We are winning this game. We are winning this game. This is a very, very fun live stream that I'm doing right here. You got anything else to say, Darkest Night? If you haven't hit the like button, please hit that like button. All right, we're 52 minutes in on this thing. Let me see what else I got. I gotta go over some other stuff. I covered the main things that I wanted to cover as far as that is concerned. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great. A lot of positive energy coming through today. All right, we're going to check out what's going on in the Twitterverse real quick. I got you guys out there. I'm sending out love to everybody as much as I can. I'm going to throw out some jokes for you. If you're not following me on Twitter, please follow me on Twitter at Tim Trueheart. That's TimTrueheart. Also, I put out a black pill video yesterday on YouTube. I hadn't done a black pill YouTube video in about 6 days. So I put one up last night about 1 a.m. I stayed up and I did that thing. And I put that junk out. So if you are interested in black pill thought or that black pill ideology in the manosphere, I've been making videos. I made about a dozen of them now. And this video that I did yesterday was all about how porn ruins you. And you got to watch it till the very end, because what's at the end will tell you. I'm not gonna spoil it. You just got to watch that video all the way to the end. My goal is to do 2 videos, 2 uploads per day, 2 videos per day, and then 1 live stream a day. I'm gonna do 6 of them a week. So I'm gonna go Monday through Thursday, 2 p.m. Friday night, I'll do a 10 p.m. live stream for everybody who's at home just chilling, ain't got nothing going on Friday night. And then on Saturday, I take the day off. I don't even want to. I might do them on Saturday too, but I'm not planning on it. And then Sunday night, I'll do a 7:30 live stream, because I like that, getting ourselves ready for the week. So that's what's going on over there with the YouTube. What I'm doing with the YouTube, and I'm working on a self-improvement program. We started it on Easter, everybody. Easter, we started the 90-day self-improvement program. It goes from Easter 2019 to July 2019. And what one of the main focuses is we are going no fap. You're not masturbating. Not masturbating at all. You can go on this and you can do hard mode or you can do easy mode. Easy mode, if you got a girlfriend or something like that, go ahead. You can nut. You can blow a load with your partner. Or if you don't have a girlfriend or whatever, you just got to go hard mode, and that is what it is. But that's the way that we're going to be doing that. So that's the other aspect. That's the main aspect of the 90-day challenge. We are cleansing our dopamine receptors, and we are actually re-enhancing our androgen receptors. So we're going to go on a porn visual fast. It's going to help us. It's going to help our creativity. It's going to help us dream better. And that's going to also, because we're not e-jacking, build up our testosterone. We build up our testosterone, and then we will be not releasing, and we will have nowhere to put this energy but towards what we're trying to achieve. So your homework was, and I expect on Sunday night to get a full chat from people that have their goals for the 90-day challenge ready, and I want to see that from you. I want to see what you're planning on achieving in the 90 days while you're not fapping off, because I'm going to get a whole bunch done. I'm gonna have a half marathon done by then. First off, because I'm averaging 30 miles a week, so that's happening. We're on day 5 right now. 5 days, no fapping. I haven't watched any porn. I don't want to watch porn, dog. I just want to kick some ass. I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you. We're you know what? And the goal really is, if you're in a relationship or whatever, if you meet a person, yes, you can release with them, but the idea is semen retention. And I don't want to hear any of your BS about, because I'm getting BS online over here. I'm gonna pull this up real quick. You gotta hear this. This is so ridiculous. Come on, where's this file at? Yeah, what did this fool say to me? Oh, this guy says it's so funny, man. Let me find it. Yeah. So I go like this. I commented on somebody's post the other day. Yeah, the guy goes, since the quarantine, I've been really working out a lot. My third leg. That's what he says, right? So then I go, semen retention is the way to go. I just said that to him. I don't follow this guy. I just threw it out there. And then it got 7 likes, 1 retweet, two comments back, right? So one of the comments goes, I'm a dead man. And the other comment goes, my man hates nuttin' and also wants to get prostate cancer. So that's what he said to me saying semen retention is the way to go, in regards to somebody saying that he's got a third leg now because he's been working out since the quarantine. So he goes, my man hates nuttin' and also wants to get prostate cancer. I said, when the cold showers, Kundalini yoga, and feeling disappointed in myself for having a wet dream gets hard, then I start looking forward to flatlining. When you totally lose your sex drive. So that's straight ironic, okay? I don't mean that. I'm just trying to be ironic about it, just being silly. That's what we're working on. That's what we're working on. By the way, not jerking off and not coming can actually help you to maintain a lot of the nutrients and vitamins that your body needs, because your sperm is primarily made of zinc. And when you just keep releasing all your zinc, what you're doing is you're actually, on some level, affecting your immunity. So you don't want to do that, bro. You don't want to do that. You want to keep your immune function as high as possible. Because I'm not trying to get sick, bro. I am not trying to get sick. All right. I don't know if you know this or not, but speaking of the UFC, so we know that Khabib was supposed to fight Tony Ferguson, and what happened is that Khabib couldn't fight Tony because Khabib went to the UAE to check out the venue, and then he realized that, hey, we might have to get out of here. So he went back to Russia to train until the fight was going to happen. Once he got to Russia, they said that you can no longer leave. So then the Khabib Tony fight was off. After that, what happens is they keep pushing. Dana says, I want to have this fight. I'll do it on Fight Island. I'll do it at the Apex Center. I'll do it on a freaking Native American casino. Whatever happens, Justin Gaethje steps in. That Justin Gaethje Tony Ferguson fight is still going to happen, and it's not going to get scrapped in favor of the next possible fight card having Khabib actually fight Tony. I don't know how you feel about that. I think that it's ultimately going to be what Dana wants, and what Dana wants is Dana wants the Conor Khabib rematch. And that's what's going to happen. That's really what Dana's always wanted. That's the biggest. That's still bigger than Tony Khabib. So if and then if you got Tony fighting Justin, then yeah, it's going to be a great fight. You're going to want to watch it. It's going to be a bloodbath. It's just unfair that Tony Ferguson has to fight another guy before even having a chance to fight Khabib, when Tony Ferguson's already supposed to have fought Khabib 5 times. The scheduled fight, that is. The fight's been scheduled 5 times. So then to have Tony Ferguson fight Justin and then Justin potentially beat him, it just is like such sour grapes for Tony. And then what happens if Conor beats Khabib? If they fight, well then, is Tony going to fight Khabib or is Tony going to fight Conor? Because then Conor's going to have the belt. And the thing about Conor is he's a freaking welterweight now anyway. I think that the fun fight for Conor is truly the Wonder Boy. Conor versus Wonder Boy is the fight that I'd like to see, because Conor's a welterweight now, and he does the karate boxing, and then you got Wonder Boy, and he just beat Vicente Luque, and he's a pretty dope kickboxer too, or he's a karate guy. So that's the fight that I really want to watch. You got anybody talking in here? What's up, Keith Flynn, dude? Thank you for checking it out, man. Totally appreciate it. So, dude, you're in Baltimore, right? You should watch Face and LMS. Face and LMS. I'll check it out. Face and LMS. Dark Knight. What is the Face and LMS? Okay, this is the thing now. Is the Face and LMS, is that about like bone structure and stuff? Is that based off of bone structure? Is that why people become that's my question. Is that why people are incels? Sorry, I'm moving my my screen and stuff. That's what I'm trying to find out. Because I checked out some more stuff on the black pill, and what I saw was that the black pill is a lot about the biological determinism and the genetic lottery and such. And I see that certain people are going to be incels because of their bone structure. I am trying to... Is this curtain? That's got to be better. So, if that's the reason why, I still think that most people don't have jacked up faces that are that bad. Because I told you I did that math on how many Chads there were in India, and there are at least 10 million Chads. So I know there's a lot of Chads out there, but if there's not that many Chads, there's going to be a lot of other guys that are not that ugly. Um, Keith, Keith, dude, do you know about I don't know if you're in the house or not. Keith, do you know about what black pill is? Are you familiar with this black pill theory? So what they say that based off of the way you look, these are the big ones. It's your jawline. Jawline's really big. Height is a big one, and then your cheekbones. I found out your cheekbones are actually really big. But then I look at this thing because I think I looked at this face and LMS. The the cheekbones can be worked on if you're not fully grown by a technique called mewing. And mewing is when you work on correcting your tongue posture inside of your mouth, and you can actually push forward your maxilla bone. Nope. Have you seen? Have you seen? Nope. Have seen you posting vids, but haven't checked it out yet. Totally, totally. No worries, dude. No worries. I was just asking if you knew anything about this whole entire culture or whatever. So basically, there's these groups of guys that are on the internet that are incels, and some of them believe that they're incels because they can't get women, and it's because they have their looks. Their looks are just so bad that they are just they can't get laid because of it. That's the problem. So I've been looking at some of this stuff, and I see some of it that makes sense, and some of it I think is a little BS. Now, did I get? Sorry. This is the one thing that I think is weird. If you can grow a beard, I say grow a beard, and that can really help you with your weak jaw, right? Because what it looks like, it's like if a woman sees you and you're short, that's going to be the first thing, because you can see your height from a distance, right? So she sees your height. If you're not too short, like for example, I'm 5'8", so I am short, right? I think in America, you got to go by your average of your area. So if you're 6 foot and you're in Scandinavia or something like that, the average guy is like, I believe, 6'1" or 6'2". If you're in certain parts of Scandinavia, so you're 6 feet tall, you might be short. That doesn't count, right? You're tall. You're tall for a human. I'm 5'8", so 5'9" is average in America. So I'm on a slightly shorter side. So if you're close enough to average, then she might still think you're cute. I get cute a lot. So then you walk over, and then she's gonna look at your face, right? Because she wants a guy with a good face. She's actually gonna see your physique too. So let's say your physique doesn't get you blown out after your height. You pass the height test, so then you got a physique. You kind of sort of resemble a V taper. You're not that bad. You don't got a lot of belly fat. You got some shoulders and stuff. Cool, you're still in the game, right? So then she looks at your jaw. This is what they say. She looks at your jaw, yeah? This is called your lower third right here. This is your lower third, my friends. You got a beard, bro. Grow a beard. Cover up that lower third. Trim it a certain way. Enhance your features, kid. After she sees that, then she's going to look at your cheekbones. She wants a dude with cheekbones, and then she's going to focus in a little bit more because she's going to see your eyes after she sees your cheekbones. She's going to kind of notice it. We're drawn to whatever we're drawn to, but then she's going to see your eyes, and if she wants you to have your eyes to be kind of like this, so that you kind of look like a hunter. Now I don't have the hunter eyes. My eyes are like neutral. Maybe I don't. I think they're just kind of neutral. I have nice happy eyes. So what's up with this is you gotta get a good beard, man. If you have a weak chin, that's the number one thing. These motherfuckers have weak chins. Tim looking like the zigzag man, yo. Holla! What's up, Chingadiculous? Love it. Love it. I look like the zigzag man. Dude, I was just talking about the Tony Justin fight. I just talked about it, man. Just based off of what we were talking about last night. So, this is my thing. I'm talking about growing a beard to fix your weak chin if you have a weak chin. Come to find out, if you have a shitty chin, a beard can help. But if you have a good chin, a beard will only make it look better. That's fucking so unfair. Isn't that crazy? So that you can kind of close a little bit of the jaw gap, but you can do other exercises. You can do other exercises, guys. I bought that new training mask. God, let me see if I can grab it. Right. Okay, here, I'm back. So I bought this. I bought this thing, right? This shit is so serious here. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. It's getting caught in my dreads. So gangster, dude. Yeah, alright. So see this? Yeah, so... I'm using this thing. My face felt like it got a workout. This thing will help your chin strength, bro. But so what I was saying is, you want a chin like Superman had in the WB Superman cartoons. You want a chin like Johnny Bravo is what you want. You want a chin like Jay Leno. You want a chin like Conan O'Brien. You want a chin like your name was like you're from a Chinese province. That's what you want. So anyway, this is the thing. You can do these mewing exercises, and there's videos online. Have you seen these videos online for mewing subliminal binaural beats? You'll listen to the video, and I listened to one, and I kind of tried to isolate the sound, and in it you'll hear like a voice going. It'll be going like, push your tongue to the inside of the upper part of your mouth. Push your tongue to the inside of the upper part of your mouth. Push the back of your tongue to the roof of your mouth. You are pushing your maxilla bone forward. Your cheekbones are becoming more pronounced. Your face is becoming more angular. You are developing the face that you want. Your cheekbones are becoming more pronounced. You're becoming a more sexual being. You are more beautiful, and that's written. That's like embedded into the code, into the lower frequencies subliminally, right? And you listen to this shit with headphones on. I listened to this shit for a while, dude, and I was pushing. I wasn't even thinking about it. I was pushing my tongue against the roof of my mouth and like in the correct position. I went down a rabbit hole with this shit. I was pushing that shit so hard, bro. And I woke up the next day, I think like these lines started going away, bro. The inside of my mouth, my hard palate is still a little tender from doing this shit. It seems to work. Hang upside down from a pull-up bar on with those gravity boots and eat my girlfriend's booty out whilst listening to Tibetan monks chant, getting great results. You hang upside down from a pull-up bar with those gravity boots and eat your girlfriend's booty out whilst listening to Tibetan monks chant, getting great results. Hell yeah, dog. That's what I'm saying. You gotta eat out that booty. You gotta eat the booty. I remember seeing a tweet. That's the kind of thing that Tiffany Haddish tweeted like 8 years ago. Sometimes you gotta eat the booty. I don't do that. I don't do that. And I'm very much reciprocator in the bedroom. The thing is, I'm not gonna eat your ass because I don't want to make you think that you need to then eat my ass, because I don't want you to eat my ass. And the reason isn't because I don't think that it wouldn't I don't think that it would feel bad. I think that, well, the reason is because I'm too self-conscious, bro. I just never think that my butthole's gonna be clean enough. And I would be so... Wouldn't you be bummed out if a girl started trying to eat your ass and she was like, ew, gross, it tastes like shit? You'd be like... You'd be sad. Would you feel guilty? Would you feel guilty about it? If some girl was eating your ass and then she said, ugh, gross, your ass tastes like shit. Ew, gross, your ass tastes like shit. Would you be like, It's my ass. What did you think? He goes, why not? It feels wonderiferous. Wonderiferous. God. This is what I want. See how Chingadiculous, Mr. Chingadiculous is an animal in the chat. He is an animal in the chat. That is what makes the chat, my friends. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Yeah, it's just, I don't think it's my bag. It's not my bag. If I had like a robot, if I had like a sex robot, then I would let the sex robot maybe eat my ass. But in general, or you'd have to. Do you? Let me ask you this, Mr. Chingadiculous. Is it somebody that when do you prefer it to be somebody that you kind of don't like? You know how like you have people that you're like, I'm not gonna. This is not the person I'm gonna get married to. This is not gonna be my soulmate. This is just somebody who I'm dating now. Is it that? Does that make it easier for you to have that happen? You know you're the shit when a gal eats your ass out and you didn't even ask for it. Total stud. Whoa! Whoa! Hey, bro, we're not all there, man. We're not all there. I'm certainly trying to just ascend. Yeah. That's a great joke. He goes, you know you're a stud. You know you're the shit. You know you're the shit when a gal eats your ass out and you didn't even ask for it. Oh, dude, you gotta write that in your stand-up. God, I hope we can do stand up comedy soon. Who eats my ass out, or who eats my ass out, or who I eat their ass? Well, I don't get it. I don't know who eats my ass out, or who I eat their ass. Hmm. Oh, you're saying like, are you? You know, you dude, you're the stud, bro. You're the stud. But see, he's not on. This guy, he doesn't believe in semen retention. That's the thing. I think that if you did, you would be. I think that you would be a super stud. He would be a super stud. Okay, by the way, all you guys out there listening, you have homework. Your homework is on Sunday night. You come to the live chat and you have goals prepared for the 90-day self-improvement program. This is all free, by the way. I'm not getting anything out of this. This is all just for our self-improvement. Hopefully, we'll be out of quarantine by then and we'll be working towards something great. Now, I expect you to have ideas, goals, and then plans for how to reach that goal. And we're going to go over it. It's going to be freaking dope. That's what I'm looking for. You were talking about how I feel about ass eating. Yeah. Yeah, I was talking about how I was talking about how you feel about it. I mean, like anybody. You know, I mean, yeah, like you yeah, you would who eats my ass out? Well, like let's say, God, I don't know. It's hard to understand. It's hard to understand these. I know the more that I do live chat, better I'll be at actually reading what they say. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, would you want it from somebody who is you're like was it easier? This is what I was asking you. I was asking if it's easier to take analingus from someone that you care less about than somebody that you're like very emotionally attached to. Yeah. So is it somebody you'd rather want it from like, um a lot lizard, or would you rather, or would you be more comfortable with it from somebody that you're close to? The thing is, I would imagine that some people would be okay with like doing like more heinous things from people that they don't feel like a connection to because there's some level of like anonymity. Like, I'm not going to see you again. This is not going anywhere. Receiving it doesn't matter. Receiving it doesn't matter. Oh, this is my favorite thing, dude. I had like six viewers on this chat earlier today. I was talking about like spirituality and stuff, but I only got three now, and we're talking about eating butthole, and I'm having more fun than I ever had. Oh man, the live streams are what give me strength. These are what really make me happy. receiving it doesn't matter. That's that. This is great. This is the great stuff right here. But giving it does. So thereby giving it would matter. Yeah, you definitely don't want to eat somebody's ass that you don't care about. Oh, unless if they're really really hot. That was the level of, yeah, that was the test. Okay, it was like this. It was like, I will, like, this is what I used to say. I used to say, if you're a woman, you know you're hot if a guy has eaten your ass. If a guy has eaten your ass, that guy thought you were hot. If no guy has ever eaten your ass, then you are not hot. If so, that's it. That's pretty much it. It doesn't mean you're not hot if no guy's ever eaten your ass, but if a guy has eaten your ass, he definitely thought you were hot. That's how that works. Bonus points if she plays the rusty trombone. Oh my goodness! Is she part of a marching band? Bonus points if she plays the rusty trombone. Oh man. And now for your Brown University marching band. Yes, hotness is very important when I eat out an ass. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Do you know who oh, goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Is this I wonder if this is going to affect my ability to get monetized on YouTube, the things that I'm talking about here. What do you guys think? You think I'll ever get monetized? Cuz I really want to. And also, what should I be talking about? Because I'm I'm doing this kind of like a radio show and also kind of like a self-help kind of thing. Just a lot of fun. Hey, viewer, thanks for dropping in. Hey, don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't already, concurrent viewer. I love you for being here. You rock. We are talking about all sorts of crazy stuff. Jump into the live chat if you want to say something disgusting, if you're a weirdo. If you're not a weirdo, this is still okay to be here. We love you. Everything's cool. Keep talking about ass eating. That's what he just said. Keep talking about ass eating. Okay, that's what the chat guy said. Okay, so if you just came into view, that wasn't me. I was reading what the chat said. Okay, he said keep talking about ass eating. Okay, cool. Right. So this is. Oh, thanks for the like. Okay. Okay. So this is what it is, right? This is what it is. Um, God, dude, I have you ever? Do you ever remember the there was this Chris Rock special, and he was talking about HBO and they had the HBO prison special, and then the guy's like, he's talking about getting his ass eaten. He says, "How do you treat a new inmate when they come into the prison?" And the guy goes, "Oh, when I get a new inmate in the prison, I either make him I either I make him toss my salad." And he goes, "Toss your salad? What is that?" And he goes, "Well, he goes, tossing your salad is when tossing your salad is when I have somebody eat your asshole eaten out with jelly or syrup. I prefer syrup." And the guy goes, "Anal sex? Why must you go to that?" And he goes, "Cause he's like, why not oral sex?" And he goes, "Cause when somebody's sucking your dick, they can pretend it's something else. But when somebody's eating ass, they know they eating ass." You told me to keep talking about ass eating. That's what you get. That is what you get. I'm so sad for Chris Rock because I butchered that joke so badly. Oh, so bad for such a great comedian. Oh, Chris Rock. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I put out not tons of content, but I regularly put out content. I'm putting out my goal is 2 vlogs a day and 1 live stream a day, 6 days a week. So I'm always putting out content for you. No more, I want to move on from the ass eating right now because I think it's got a certain span of time that you can talk about eating ass, and then it gets a little old. For sure. We can't just talk about eating ass the whole time. Oh shoot. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, we're gonna go back and check out some tweets. Check out the tweets. Oh, yes, 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 yes. What's your favorite YouTube channel, by the way, guys? Who is your favorite YouTube? What are some of your favorite YouTube channels? Go ahead and write that in the live chat. I'd love to see. Great. Oh snap. Oh snap. You ever try to follow somebody famous online? I'm trying to follow. I try to follow famous people online, and then kind of interact with them a little bit. So yesterday I saw this guy. He posted something, and it was like I didn't really get it. It was kind of like when a guy does a tweet where it's like it's more virtual signaling, but not for. Okay, check this out. Virtue signaling is usually for women, right? When you say something on social media and you're virtue signaling, you're not doing that for guys, right? You're doing that for women. That's true. I'd have to say that's completely true. So this guy puts out this tweet like everything you grew up on was women based, right? And it was like a black dude, and then in it had like a bunch of I think it had like a bunch of pictures of like black women who like were characters in cartoons in like the 80s and 90s, late 90s, right? So there's this one woman in there, and I thought it was a different comedian. So then I said this person's name, and then the person said, no, it's another woman's name. So I started like looking it up, and they mentioned the person's name. So then I go and I say, oh, this is them, and then they liked it. So then I started like just kind of chat with them a little bit. I This is the best time for you all right now if you want to build some social media traction to interact with people who are famous, because right now they're stuck. They're at home and they don't have a lot going on literally in their career because nothing's being done, and as well as they're at home. So they're going to check their social media. So when they post something, if you can jump on it and get something out in the first few moments that they post something, like a really quick thing, you can actually maybe get a follow out of it, maybe get a nice reply, and that can actually really help you a lot. Yeah. Yeah, this is it. This is it. Oh man. Hey Hitman. What's up, Hitman? Dude, thanks for the dude, this is great. This is good. Okay, I'm going through. The chick is Cree Summer, the woman I'm talking about. In case you were wondering, her name's Cree Summer. She's a African American lady. I'm taking a look at a picture right now. She looks like a light skinned black woman. She's kind of. I don't know a lot about her. She's never gonna watch this, which is great. Okay, what else do we got here? When you see me looking up, I'm looking at my big monitor. Uh, What's the longest amount of time you guys have went without ejaculating? Longest number of days. Write it in the live chat if you're not afraid. Because we're going 90, bros. We're going 90. That's what we're going for. Hey, you know what? I got some shout outs to give. Okay, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Chingadiculous. You got to follow him on Twitter. You got to follow him on. He has a good YouTube channel. He takes like Mexican music and kind of puts it. Yeah, I don't know exactly what he does on there. He's on Instagram. Mr. Chingadiculous on Instagram and Mr. Chingadiculous on Twitter. That is, you can see him right there in the live chat. Very funny guy, LA comic. I'm gonna give some more shout outs here. Um, I wonder if you know who's a funny guy? Oh, 3 months Marine Corps boot camp. 3 months Marine Corps boot camp. Okay. Oh God, that's what it's like. Yeah, dude, Semper Fi. I think that I would have been a Marine. Marine, yeah, yeah. I don't know if I could have been a SEAL, but I definitely could have been a Marine. And I feel like I may have been able to make it through. If you could make it through Marine boot camp, then you have a chance that you could make it to being a SEAL. Chingadiculous. Okay, it's in the live. It's in the live chat. Chingadiculous, you guys. At Chingadiculous. It's CHINGADICULOUS. You went 3 months not jerking off? Oh, it's great. I heard that they put stuff in the food when dudes are in boot camp that kills their boners and kills their sex drive. Is that true? Did you feel like they put something in your food? If they did, I might need to take a little bit of that during this challenge, just so that I can get through it. I'm gonna give a shout out to Jason Flegel. Jason Flegel is a stand-up comedian based in the DMV area, and he is a funny. He's a lawyer. He's a comedian. This guy does it all, and you can follow him on Twitter at Jason Flegel. JASONFLIEGEL. He runs a stand-up comedy show it was every Thursday at 8 o'clock at Summers Restaurant in Arlington, Virginia, just off the courthouse metro stop. It's just stress. The food just sucks. Oh no, the Marines aren't even getting good food? Screw that. Yeah, I gave Jason Flegel a shout out. So I used to run the comedy show that Jason now runs. I ran it for about 2 years, and now he's running it. He's doing a great job. So when comedy comes back, definitely check him out. This guy's cool, man. Chingadiculous. Check this guy. His name is Brando Calrissian. Brando Calrissian. I mentioned him to you yesterday when we were on the phone. It's at Museman82. At Museman82. I'm gonna write that down in the let me write that down in the chat here for you guys. This guy's got a lot of good stuff to say about MMA, and I think that's kind of cool. So yeah, if you have somebody that you want me to shout out or call a simp, let me know, and I can do that for you as well. Awesome. Yeah, I'm just writing this down for you guys on Twitter. Yeah, he's a cool dude. Give me 1 second here. There you go. Follow that guy. So he's cool. He's in New Mexico. I wonder if he knows anything about what's going on with John Jones and his mental health or whatever he's doing. More shout outs. What is this? What is this? Oh, here's another funny guy. So this is a young guy. He's a cool dude. His name's Neil Zell. Neil Zell. He's got on Twitter. He's he who knows 10,000 things. He who knows 10,000 things. So give this kid a follow if you're online. He's a pretty funny dude. Give me 1 second and I'll get his stuff for you. If you're in the if you're viewing and you have anything odd or weird, I would like to let me ask you this question, you guys. Neil Zell on Twitter. Okay, so this is what it is. If there was a wizard and the wizard approached you and the wizard said, "I can make you more attractive if you pay me," and the situation was you can only pay him one time. You can't grab a mirror, give him $1, look in the mirror, give him another $1 until you're satisfied. You can only pay the wizard one time in one lump sum. And the wizard truly has powers to make you more attractive. How much do you pay the wizard? How much do you pay the wizard? He can make you more attractive. That's the first question. All right, next question. There is a medical facility, and they have genetically engineered a super gorilla. The super gorilla has an IQ of 140. It has developed the ability to speak American Sign Language and has a verbal lexicon of over 100,000 words. The super gorilla has become enamored with the game of American football and desires to play it on the highest level. It's called a press conference and has stated that it understands that it's a very giant animal and that it's a little bit heavier than the average middle linebacker. But it assures the media and all NFL teams that it has no intention of hurting anybody and just desires to play football on the highest level. You are the general manager / owner of insert your favorite football team name here. Do you sign the super gorilla as a free agent? Yeah, fun questions. Fun questions. You guys are silly, man. Don't be afraid to talk. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to put something in that live chat because I am not afraid to read it. I remember the first time I ever posted anything to a live chat, I was like, dude, is somebody, I don't even know if they're going to read it. I hope they read it. I was feeling really weird. Okay, here, I'm going to give one more shout out and then I am going to bounce. Let me give this last shout out. This guy deserves it. Yeah, this is another comic from Northern Virginia. Where did he go? Yeah, here he is. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to give him a shout out. Okay, follow this dude on Twitter at he doesn't actually post a lot. He just does a lot of retweets. But he's a nice guy. His name's Marco da Silva. Follow this dude on Twitter and tell him that I sent you. Give him some love, and that's really cool. All right, you guys. Today's Thursday. I'll be back tomorrow. Please, hit me up on Twitter at Tim Trueheart. You can also email me at my website, timtrueheart.com. Anything that you want to talk about, anything that you're interested in hearing about. I thank you so much for all the likes. I really appreciate it. We're on day 5 of 95 days of nofap and self-improvement. Awesome stuff, dude. This is my longest live stream so far. I had a great time. I love you guys so much. And I just want to say one more time, please take care of yourself and peace.